how did I heal from my endometriosis pain without ever getting surgery from my cysts? This is a question that someone asked of me today because I had shared a little bit about my endometriosis. I had made some posts previously for Endometriosis Awareness Month, which is happening right now, and I will be talking about endometriosis a little bit more throughout the month. But I want to answer this question with three things. The first thing I want to say is there is no simple answer to this question. When I'm thinking about the pain that endometriosis causes and the amount of pain that it is and how strong it is, I never want to oversimplify it to then make someone else's pain look like not a big deal, because it is a big deal. This is the worst pain I've ever felt in my life, and I would never wish that pain upon anybody. Maybe some people, but we know who those people are. But in real life, no, I would never wish that pain on anybody. And when I think about what it took to heal that pain, it took a lot. It took a lot, and I'm going to try to break it down in three quick ways so we can jump in and out of this técesito talk so you can go back to your day. So when I'm thinking of the first thing and this pain, it took a long time for me to get people to listen to me and a diagnosis. After I got that diagnosis, I leaned in on my alternative medical therapies, right? This looked like going to acupuncture for 2 years. And in there is where I learned a lot about how the disease is a problem from within in terms of stagnation. My acupuncturist explained endometriosis as a stagnation of blood in the womb. And that has stuck with me through this whole time because it helps me remember, like, I need to move this blood around. Acupuncture helps move the energy around to keep things circulating and flowing. Other alternative medicines I've done or alternative therapies that I have practiced when it comes to healing from this pain is making sure my womb is warm. So by eating warming foods, having practices like castor oil packs, red light therapy, womb steaming, all of these things to promote this flow of energy, essentially, away from just this area. And a big thing, I did not turn off my incense. It's just burning so fast. It's burning so fast. And a big thing when it comes to like all of these practices is kind of being curious about one, like seeing which one calls you first and then jumping there. I never want anybody, or I don't think it's helpful to do everything all at once, because that can be even more overwhelming and cause more stress and then feed into the stagnation of the condition, which is the opposite of what we want. We don't want to have any more stress because the condition itself is so utterly stressful. On top of that, when I'm thinking about the pain itself, like again, staying warm, eating my warming foods, my acupuncturist explained this to me as eating foods that are orange, ginger based meals, things like that to warm up the space there. And I've stuck with that since that time. I continue to kind of learn about it, work towards maintaining a womb that is warm, and knowing that it's an everyday commitment. Like it's not just a one and done fix. This condition changes your life and is exhausting at times, but it takes this deep dedication to yourself that I wasn't doing prior to getting the diagnosis and understanding what's going on. Another thing that aided in the healing of this was rest. And rest is not accessible to everyone, and I know that. But thankfully, I have been able to work in places that allowed for this deep rest and restoration. Again, acupuncture was a place where I had like an hour of deep rest scheduled into my week for 2 years. And then rest throughout my life, knowing what my limits were. Back then, when my pain was so severe, I was not listening to my body, and I would push past my limit because I had enough energy and I wanted to get things done. But now I learned and continue to remember and learn that I can't do that. My body has a limit, and I have to listen to that limit so that I don't freak my body out, essentially, is how I've come to interpret it when it comes to this pain, where I just have to do what I can, even if it's not that much. Like, the biggest example of this I can think about right now is cleaning. Like, we grew up in my house. Saturday, we woke up and cleaned the whole house. If I do that, I push my body so much that by the end of the session, I cannot do anything for the rest of the day. And I've just wasted my whole Saturday. Like, yes, my house is clean, but now I can't move. I can't do anything because I pushed myself. So understanding things that were normal or traditional or just habits that we grew up with might have to look differently for you because you have to rest was hard, because it tugged at this feeling of being perfect, like the perfect daughter that keeps her house clean, that cooks her meals, like all of these rules that were put on me that are not necessary or true or anything. I had to let go of that because I knew that I had to rest and listen to my body's demands for rest. And that was really hard for me because I'm a super active person, or I was, and it took a lot to like, oh, I just gotta sit down for a little, like my body's starting to do that little thing and I just gotta stop. Thankfully, I've gotten super comfortable with it. I have my energy back even more now because I'm working out more often, thankfully, but it took a long time, I will say. It took a long time to understand and respect the need for deep rest. And I'm so grateful that I got there because I rest now. I rest now and I have time for rest. And the last thing that I'll say that helped when it comes to this pain is getting help from my therapist, like mental health help and spiritual health help. Because sometimes these conditions are caused epigenetically, and when we think about it spiritually, there's like something that's causing it, whether it's a mother wound or a generational mother wound or something. And being able to learn about spirituality in this lens allowed me to make peace with things that kind of helped flow from the womb space, which is creativity, bringing things to life, conversations to life, hard conversations, which is why therapy was so helpful. So this also helped promote this flow of energy that kind of made space for further understanding myself. And in my spiritual healing, I've done, lots of healing in that space, continue to do lots of healing. And what continues to come up is like the importance of not holding on to things, the importance of not allowing for stagnation to be present in your day-to-day. Even if it's scary or uncomfortable, it's important to, with support, move forward and say the things, do the things, create the things that are necessary for our individual healing so that we are not carrying this thing. And all of this is not to say that I don't get pain anymore. From time to time, I get a little flare up. I had one maybe like 2 months ago, and it was short, which is also another thing. A bonus tip is that when you do get that pain, you have to calm down. I remember my therapist when I lived in New York, she was like, oh, just put your hand. I'm like, girl, I don't even want to touch myself when that pain is there. And that's how desesperada I was with the pain. And I really had to learn, like, you need to chill the F out when you get that pain, girl. Like, yes, it's painful, but the you acting like that is making it even more painful. So I've had to really learn to like stop being so dramatic. The last flare up that I had was short in terms of the actual pain, but the inflammation lasted like a day. I feel like, where it hurt to laugh and everything. And that's because I was being dramatic. I was like, I was crying. It was a nightmare, but it was really like 30 minutes of my day. But I don't get them as frequently, and I feel like it's attributed to those three things. But a special little gift, if you're making it all the way this far, is that I pulled a card from one of my favorite decks, the Angels and Ancestors Oracle Guidebook, and I wanted to see a message, like if I could share one message for folks that are on this path of healing or having endometriosis pain or some chronic pain. What should they know? And I laughed because look what came up. Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. I think that is so funny because that's really what it is. When with a condition like this, you really have to dig deep and dig within because there's something going on. There's something medically going on, which you need to go to the doctor and get a specialist and get all of that looked at a clinical lens. But spiritually, you have to, if you're up for it, because it's a lot of work, if you're up for it, you have to get this support, this knowing that there's something inside of you that has answers, that can connect you to people that have the answers, that can show you the way in some kind of mystical way, but it's an internal knowledge and you have to go inside to get that information. You can't outsource it, you can't speed it up, you can't bypass it, you have to sit with it. And that's the number one thing I will say when it comes to endometriosis or chronic conditions in general, or anything, even healing your relationship with food. If we're being honest, we cannot run from it. We cannot run from it because there's something there that is trying to be communicated, and it's up to us to tap into that inner knowing. So really quick, let's read what the card has to say, and then let's jump out of here because I just finished at the gym and I'm hungry. So message is take action. Do what you know you need to do. It says, Mother always knows best, they say, and it's true. We all know a maternal figure who's extremely intuitive and insightful. And this medicine mother has gone through many ups and downs. She has lived and she has lost. She knows what it's like to suffer and want to give up. So the medicine of this card is that it's okay to make mistakes and get it wrong sometimes. And it's okay for things to come to an end. It's not an end of the world. It's just the end of one chapter and the beginning of something new. The medicine mother reminds you that even though you have low lows, you aren't here to suffer. You're here to be supported and to support others. Let her give you the loving encouragement to take the next step forward. An extended message. This is an old pattern rising up in you now, and it's time to deal with it and release it for good. You're being encouraged to love and respect yourself enough to take the steps you know you need to take to move closer to where you'd like to be. You already know the answers. You know what you need to do. You may have been using delaying tactics or holding back, but now you know you are being guided to take action. Action requires courage, but your angels and guides are bringing you the courage to move forward. Take just one step. When you do, the next one will be presented to you. And I'll leave you with that. This has been Técesito Talks, 10 minutes or less. This was a little longer to help you love your chichos one sip at a time. See you in the next one.